This episode is brought to you by Maestro Sausage, the only sausage we use at Hot Tongue. They produce sausages specifically with pizzerias in mind, and you can tell. So if your sausage isn't hitting all the right notes, let Maestro lead the way. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your guy here, Alex Koons. I'm sitting here at Hot Tongue Pizza. You know the drill. Here we go. I'm breaking it down. Another episode of Pie to Pie coming in hot. This one, months in the making. I've been talking to Daniele of Pizzana, a legendary spot here in Los Angeles, opened up in 2017. I have wanted to talk to Daniele for a long time, and finally, we got to sit down at the Sherman Oaks location, a beautiful location, so much natural sunlight. Meeting Daniele right away was just, the dude is full of positivity. We talk about that. We talk about time management, how he does it. I mean, the man is a local legend. He was a judge in Best in Dough and Hulu. He has been on the expo floor doing all kinds of demonstrations in the booths. I've seen him for years. You may not know this about him, but he's Italian. Born in Naples, Cassetta, or I might not be saying that right. We talk about San Marzano tomatoes, Italian cheeses. He actually has his own plot of farmland for his tomatoes. The man is dedicated to the craft and to using quality ingredients, the ones that he wants, the ones that he grew up eating. Daniele is also just incredibly well-versed in hospitality. Like I said, it was such a warm welcome. Daniele did not have the easiest journey. Usually, that's all we see, the glitz, the glamour, and all the success. We talk about sleeping in a van down in Venice for 7 months and the struggle that was and where he is, where he's going. We talk about the vast expansion of Pizzana. Houston, I think, was the last place they opened up. They have one in Dallas. They're going nationwide. Who knows where else they'll be popping up and what's in store with Daniele, but he's just getting started. He's a young man, just got a knack for the pizza game. My man Daniele is a jazz fanatic. He even plays saxophone, just like my man Bill Clinton. He's well-versed, man. He makes dough like a jazz musician plays drums, baby. Pitter, patter, pitter, patter. Anyways, this is a legendary one. Like all episodes, I know you're going to enjoy this one. Such a great time sitting down with Daniele. Thank you for making the time. I know you're a busy man. So glad we got to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniele from Pizzana. Let's go. MailWise Solutions takes advertising to the next level. They design, print, and direct mail, menus, flyers, and postcards for pizzerias all across the United States. I've worked with MailWise before. I tried to design my own menu, and Kevin said, hey, give me a stab at this, and holy shit. When he sent me back the menu, I was like, I thought I was okay at what I did, and his design team blew me away. There's no mailing contracts, so you're free to advertise on your own schedule. Click the link in the show notes or request a sample pack at mailwisesolutions.com. Let's get you some new customers today. What's the secret of time management for you? Because I know you're a busy man. We're just talking about going to Houston, opening up that place, and you got a meeting tomorrow about what's going to go on with Pizzana.
Yeah.
But I'm sure people say this to you all the time. You must be so busy. How do you do it?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm busy, yes, but the luck that I have very, very nice partners that take all the difficult things that is going around the business. They take it on. So I can worry about the culinary side and training and, checking that the quality is there in each restaurant. The hassle is going in each location in different days and just managing and try to keep everybody's spirits up, because at the end of the day we work and, it's not just a place where you go to work. For me, cooking is a happy place, right? So I want to give the people that work with me the same feeling that I have when I touch a piece of dough. So the most challenging thing is to make try to smile every day and and be happy. You happen some days that you are a little bit down, but you cannot show it to everybody. So when you go in and you work, you have to cheer up. It's go time. Let's do it.
When a new location opens up, how long are you there for? And do you do all the training, or do you like oversee it?
Yeah, no, I'm there. I'm there with my sous chef and of course my team. And yeah, well, we oversee everything. We oversee that. Usually it's like a couple of months that we're there, and then we go back and forth, to make sure that everything is under control. But I have very good chefs that work with me. Like Fortino is one of my sous chef. Irvin in Houston is unbelievable too. So I just don't have to worry that much because the people that I work with are very, very talented.
Of course. I mean, imagine like the team is, you have partners and then there's probably like an overarching team. Like you're not in the interviews, are you? You're not interviewing people.
No.
You come in, you're basically like, yo, big dog's here. This is how Daniele wants it done.
No, I mean, I don't like that word, like big dogs, because you picture me going like, hey, what's going on?
No, big dog can be like, what's up? Big dog's here.
I'm super nice. I'm super nice. You can understand sometimes when I'm upset, because I'm not the kind of chef that screams and throw pots and pans.
Yeah.
But I give you the look. And I do the same thing with my son, right? My son knows when I'm upset, I'm mad, like, Papa, you're upset. He knows because I give you the look that I'm very disappointed. No, I know. I want things to be done right, because at the end of the day, when people come over here, we charge a certain amount for a pizza, right? So, and I'm expecting that those customers get all the respect for their money. So it's not just a piece of bread with dough and cheese. I'm trying to tell a story. I'm trying to tell. To give them some emotions when they come over here. So what's the point to go in a restaurant if you gotta have bad time? So I want things to be done in a certain way, and I try to communicate with my team and also with the customers.
Is that what you kind of try to instill when you go to a new location with a new team, is kind of like, yo, this is the story that we are trying to tell?
Yeah.
Because not everyone's going to know that. You get hired at this place and you're like, man, this place is great. I've heard so much about it. But having it come from somebody like you who, started with this company, is like a face of this company, is probably pretty important.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Even though it's not easy every day, but that's what I'm trying to do. Of course, I go in the restaurant, and even if I had some problem, the problem stay on the side, stay outside of that door, and I come over here, and I need to respect each customers that they come. So I give them the attentions. I say hi. Sometimes I offer, if they ordered something that I really wanted them to order, but they didn't order at the moment, I just go in the kitchen and say, no, you guys gotta try this. Come on, you come a Pizzana, you cannot live without trying this and that. So I send it to them. I sometimes sit down with them and eat because an excuse, because I like eating. So it's like, who cares about diets, right? I sit down, quality check with the customers. Great, let's eat.
Well, I bet they like that.
Oh yeah, I like it too. So,
have you always been a positive person? Where did that come from?
I don't know if I'm a positive person. I always think about 50-50. There's positive and there's negativity. I think it's right balance. What I believe is, like, people push away sometimes the negativity. It's all about being positive. I think in life, like everything, you need to have balance, right? So the negativity that goes in your head sometimes is a warning, right? They're warning about something that's gonna happen. So it makes you, okay, before that happens, let me think about it, And then the positivities comes right after you took care of the things that you were worried about. So negativity and positivity for me is like a 50-50. Do I like to show the people that I'm always happy? Yes, because that's who I am. I enjoy life. I love being alive. What's the best thing about being alive? There's no money that can buy that. Like, I get to wake up every morning in good health and breathing. So for me, it's every problem that I have, I compare it to another day that I could have.
Exactly.
Right. So I like to be more happy. And then at home,
your wife can see you. Your wife gets all the bad shit.
Yeah. I mean, she's a very positive person too. So trust me, it's not easy to be with me. So.
Well, you moved here 15 years ago?
Almost 2010, by the beginning of 2010.
And you met your wife, you were saying, a year after that.
Yeah.
So you guys been together ever since.
Yeah. It's been.
And did you have any other friends out here when you moved out here?
Well, the friends that I met was work friends, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like I had only work all the time. So yeah, I made friends with my sous chefs, and then still with me. It's like I make this joke with him. It's like I tried to kick you out so many times, but you keep coming back like a boomerang. So what's going on? It's that chef because we love you. Yeah. So I guess
that sous chef is still with you here today.
Yeah, I met him the first job I had when I set foot in the United States. He was a dishwasher. And I saw him, at the end of every shift coming around the pizza station because I was just a pizza chef in my first job. And he was dishwasher, was very young, was like 17 years old. And anytime that he would stop by, it's like, can I make a pizza? I was like, sure. And I started to notice this, and I told him, like, Fortino, do you want to learn how to make pizza? I said, yes, I do. You want to get out of the dishwashing station, Fortino? Yes, I will love that. So, okay, right. Every night, me and at the time my brother too taught him how to stretch some pizza, to make it. And he was very natural. He was very good at it. So he learned it like in a month. He was already alone helping us out, stretching pizza. So I had more time to go in the restaurant and talk to guests. And that's how I met my Chris O'Donnell, the first person that helped me out with a lot of things here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Does your brother live here too?
No, my brother left. My brother right now is in China.
Is he a cook too?
Yeah, he's a pizza chef too.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, he opened up his place. He does all crazy shit on pizzas. Like I love it because I like the controversial part of it. It's like you go in a city and you get absorbed by the culture, right? So there's no way that the culture is not gonna influence you on what you make.
Yeah.
So my brother did the same thing in China. So he makes durian pizza. He makes street barbecue, Chinese street barbecue pizza. It's like, I love it. It's
well, coming from Naples, which is like, the birthplace of pizza. Would you say that the pizza you make here is Neapolitan pizza?
No, I never said that my pizza was Neapolitan at Pizzana. We try to come up with a definition. We call it neo-Neapolitan because it's like new Neapolitan. It resembles the crust, resembles Neapolitan, but if I have to be like truthful, it's a baker style pizza. Because at the end of the day, it's a recipe that I made from the dough of my auntie, because my auntie is a bread maker. Mm-hmm. So I took the recipe from her and I just transformed that recipe into a pizza recipe. And then what we do, we cook it, instead of cooking in a plastic oven like Neapolitan style, it's like 900 degrees, 800 degrees. What I do, lower the temperatures like a few hundred degrees lower, like almost bread, little bit above bread temperature, and just let the pizza cook, crisp up. I like it. And that's what I used to do when I was a kid. Leftover bread, dough, flatten it up, crush some tomato, some cheese, or sometimes even white with mortadella. Best breakfast in the world. So I do the same thing at pizza.
Is tradition important? Or like it being like authentic?
It is.
It's authentic to you, obviously.
No, listen.
Do you get hate from your friends?
Well, I got hate.
Sometimes you just hear about the snobs.
Trust me. When Italians come in this place and I see and they see what I do, they love it. Okay. They're just like, oh my God, I love this pizza so much. You should try opening up in Italy. Maybe one day I will. It's one of my dreams to have a little spot in my hometown too. I'm still a Neapolitan kid, but at the end of the day, with tradition, here's my train of thought with tradition. Analyze the word, no? Tradition. What is tradition? It's something that with time earned that word, right? For example, when the margherita pizza was created, was invented. Mm-hmm. Right? At that time, margherita pizza wasn't tradition, was innovation, was something new. They took a flat bread and they transformed it into a margherita, right? Mm-hmm. At the time, it was something new. You cannot call it when margherita pizza was invented at the time traditional, right?
Yeah.
It was innovation. It was something new that everybody liked it. And then with time, the margherita pizza earned the word traditional, right?
Yeah.
So and now everybody's like, I make traditional margherita pizza. But if you go back with the train of thought at the time was something that was just created.
Yeah.
So I do the same thing. Why I cannot create new things that maybe in 100 years somebody will take and become traditional too.
Yeah.
So it's important tradition, because you preserve something that was created a long time ago. But what about I make my new tradition that somebody will carry on? So that's my train of thought.
Well, I like that. What's more important than tradition or innovation?
But we are individual, right?
Yeah.
Like we can be as cheerful and happy as we want, that we want to preserve tradition. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to be able to say their own word. That's what I like to do. Like with Pizzana, my goal was I want to make my own tradition. I want to make a pizza that tells about me.
Yeah.
I know pizza is the traditional thing, so I use the traditional thing and I try to make something new out of it with my expertise, like with my experience.
Yeah. It's your tradition.
Yeah.
What kind of flour and tomatoes are you using here?
Well, I use some Marzano tomatoes.
Okay.
They're grown in Agrosarnese Nocerino by an amazing friend of mine, Luigi Rega.
Well, you know the farmer?
Oh yeah. We have our own little plot in Naples, where Luigi reserved us. Okay, Daniele, which plot of tomatoes you want? So we tasted it. I want this one. So when you go there, he has a little, how you call it, sign where I say Pizzana, Samarzano tomatoes. So and then
So you have a proprietary patch in this field. And
he
can
does
them and they send them to you.
He does it for me.
Okay.
So, and it's just the flavor profile that I like.
Was that always the thing that you did here?
At Pizzana?
Those have always been the tomatoes that you
Yeah.
used.
We
So
never
before
changed.
you even opened the restaurant, you go.
It took us 1 year to open up Pizzana.
This is what I want to do.
It took us 1 year to open up Pizzana. Before we opened up, we did so many tasting. There's stories around the house of my partners. We had like a crust bowl. Basically, there was so many pizza that we were doing that they taste like in a day, like 25, 30 pizza that I was making, different flavors, different thing combinations. At the end of the day, they took one bite and they put it in a crust bowl. So we had this bowl with a lot of freaking
Just
crust.
like a bunch of shells.
I see like after the tasting, my partner taking laps in his backyard, doing push-ups. It's like people are like...
Too much carbs, huh?
At the end of the day, I love what I do. If you ask me, it's like, oh, we need something new, we need to create, I create.
Yeah.
It's like you be warned, because if you say I need 5 recipe, I give you 30.
Yeah.
Because I like to overdo and because it excites me. So, it's like I love it.
So how many iterations of the dough was there before you nailed it down?
The dough, I already knew what I was looking for.
Okay.
So the dough was the easy part. I went back to my auntie basement in Caserta, close to Naples. And that's a funny story, because when I asked for a recipe, she had no recipe. She had measurements there were all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's like, she said, Auntie, I need a recipe because I need to make a business out of it. Like I need to open up a restaurant, so I need to teach people how to make it and stuff. I was like, yeah. Take a bag of flour, take a bucket of water, take a punch of salt. It's like, but these are not measurement. So I had to go with the little containers. Like before putting it in, just wait, please, wait it. We need to wait it. So I went there, took the recipe, came over here. Was a good couple of months of me trying it, because it's a little different. The weather, the water, everything was different. So I had to adjust certain things. But then, it was like 2 months research, basically, of trying to get the same result that I had over there.
What was the hardest part? Because you're using the same ingredients, right? Just different water?
Same ingredients, different water. The problem was getting the right temperature of the oven, and it's not all about temperature, right? Because the temperature can be there, but if you have like a very very allegro flame, like it's very awake, that flame can kiss the crust and blacken and the pizza is not cooked, it's just colored. It's not cooked. And it doesn't have the structure, it doesn't puff up. And so I had to figure out, mostly it was the oven and wasn't the dough. And I was convinced in the beginning that was the dough, but then adjusting with the wood and the oven, that's when I started to have the shifting. And so okay, and I understand what to do. So you basically have to work with more charcoal than flame, and that's how I got the result that I wanted.
I purchased a Gosney Arc XL recently, and the bake has been so consistent. The bottom heat of the oven and the actual arc just cooks the crust to a caramelized perfection. There is no other oven, in my opinion, out right now that is going to give you these same results. Whether you are in need of a new oven for your pop-up or your dad's asking you, what is the best oven to make some homemade pizzas? Use our affiliate link down in the show notes. Smash the link. It helps the podcast. And more importantly, it helps you. And what kind of, do you have your own patch of land for your own grain too?
No, we don't. I use Italian flour.
Okay.
It's like we use Italian flour and stone ground.
You're using Italian flour, Italian cheese, Italian tomatoes?
Yeah, the fior di latte come from Latteria Sorrentina, and the only thing I ask the Latteria Sorrentina that to have a fior di latte with less water content, right? I want the flavor, but I don't want the discharge of the serum of the cheese, right? Because fresh mozzarella di bufala, and fior di latte has different cheese have different amount or percentage of water inside, liquid. So Neapolitan, it's okay. Neapolitan pizza is okay to have that amount of liquid on the pizza. I wanted something that was a little bit more dry, but also at the same time didn't burn. So that's why we collaborated, and he does the fior di latte for us for a percentage of water, of milk, basically.
Specific to Pizzana.
Yeah. I'm very, very picky on the ingredients that I choose.
Domestically, just buying domestically, prices have gone crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, has your food cost gone up the roof like the past 2 years?
Yeah, well, you can see it. You can see it but after pandemics, like shippings too went up, and everything went crazy up. So, but at the end of the day, you can still manage. You can still manage to make a business out of it. So it's I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. Restaurant business already known for very, very, very tiny margin.
Yeah.
And people think like, oh, you make crazy amount of money. It's like, we create the reality, we create business, but most of all, it's we just feel so blessed and so lucky that we're still here after the pandemic and all the pricing that are risen. But for sure, it's not easy. It's like it takes a lot of knowledge. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of care to still battling every day. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you ever gotten pressure from the partners to be like, do we need to be getting this exact thing and the prices? Because I know how much cheese fluctuates sometimes, especially if like you're getting it from Italy. Like, I don't know. And
no, I had the conversation with my partner. I know what you want to know. I had the conversation with my partner. At a certain point, I've been asked, us like, we need to figure out how to get, the food cost a little bit lower, but at this point you try to switch to cheaper ingredients. I really didn't want to do it. So I had a very heart-to-heart conversation with our vendors in Italy. Mm-hmm. So I say, listen, this is a good thing that's going on for all of us, right? So if we want to keep it going, maybe all of us need to cut some stuff. And, I had amazing people that keep wanting to work with me, and they all agreed, and they all we figured out a way together. So at the end of the day, we were all happy with all our choices.
What do you think about American, like California tomatoes and like American cheese?
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to tell me, like when I came this country 10 years ago, like 15 years ago, I couldn't find the quality that I was looking for, right? So California tomatoes, they was already there. Like for example, there is Di Napoli, right? Di Napoli tomatoes. The Nirvana tomatoes are very good. The Stanislas tomato are very good. It's like one of the biggest producer of tomatoes, if in California, if not in the US, if not in the whole world.
Yeah.
So it was there. The reason why I didn't choose to use domestically is just was because I was too attached to, and I still am, too attached to the flavor profile that I had as a kid.
Of course.
Right? So it's nothing against what California has to offer, because honestly, it has freaking amazing products. And even though, like, just for those three ingredients, core ingredients, all the other stuff is bought locally. Like, produce is all from here.
It's interesting because, like, everyone, I feel like the pizza is such a nostalgic thing, and so for you to say that you're the flavor profile of a kid, like that's what takes you back.
Yeah.
And so that's the story that you're telling, and that's what you are looking for. And so it would kind of be not detrimental, but or like a lie to be using anything other than those products, but it's important.
Yeah.
And you have pride in those things as well.
Well, of course. But if you think like it's the iteration of the menu, right? Like we have the menu, we have classics, right? We have margarita pizza, then the cacio e pepe that became one of our staples, the neo margarita, because I wanted to play out with tradition, like I told you before. But if you see the menu, there is pizzas that are it's like instead of having a pepperoni with the Italian salami, I have a pepperoni with pepperoni pizza that are American. It's not an Italian product, so I should use what's American. And the pepperoni that we use are 100% American.
Yeah.
And some of the pizza that I put as a special, right? It's like a pizza, elote pizza, right? There's a corn-based pizza. That was because I ate a street corn here in Los Angeles, and it has crema and it's cotija cheese, and I put cotijas and crema and Oaxacan cheese on a pizza.
Yeah.
And who gives a damn? I like it. I love it. So I if something works, it works. And if there's good quality ingredients that are worth to be used, even local, and so why not?
Yeah.
I have nothing against it.
Yeah. Okay, you wrote a book, right?
During pandemic, yes.
You wrote a book.
During pandemic.
Is that what were you just like?
No.
Did you always wanted to write a book?
No, you know why I did write a book? Because during the pandemic, there was the craze of sourdough making and pizza making and bread making. And I had my DMs on Instagram clogged. It's like, oh, everybody's making a book. We want your book. We want your book. We want your book. So I had no idea how to write a book. So I did it in the most easiest way that I could do, digitally, right? I printed like very, very few copies, like less than 2,000 copies.
Yeah.
And I asked a friend of mine, Paul Feinstein, that he knows how to write books. So, and he's just an amazing writer. And I said, listen, I have no idea how to write a book. If I give you the recipe in my macaronic Super Mario writing, would you be able to translate these hieroglyphics into a proper book? I said, Daniel, let's try. So we worked for a good 2 months.
Yeah.
And, working through Zooms, through Zoom meeting, because we couldn't meet because it was during pandemic. So I was at home making recipe, taking picture, doing video, sending it to him. And then he understood how to write a proper book. So I did it. I went nuts. Like the copy that I printed was sold out even before I could put it out. And the digital book too is like still now I sell like a few copies every week. So I honestly, it's more than a book. Is a guide, right? I give you the recipes, but I give you also the opportunity to write on the book and personalize the recipes. 3-4 key recipes, and then people can do the variations on stuff. The interesting thing about the book is that I put in the back kind of a percentage baker. Like a lot of people have difficulty on, what if I have to make X amount of dough? how much mother dough I will need. So people usually don't know how to do the calculation. So
Yeah.
I created the same Excel sheet that I have on my computer to calculate a percentage baker. I did a mock-off of that, and it's behind the book, so people can actually download it, the Excel sheet, put their numbers, and it will calculate automatically what you have to do. And the cool thing, we were one of the first to put QR codes on the book, right? If you don't know a step that you don't know how to do it, you just go with your phone, your QR code, and it takes you to a link on YouTube that is me explaining you.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen that was the Joy of Pizza.
Before that, we were.
Yeah, I know.
Before that,
because that came out after that book.
Yeah.
So Dan was like,
Dan is a great friend of mine.
Yeah, but he's like, yo,
I don't
Daniela,
remember.
I saw what you did.
No, but
I'm gonna rip it off.
No, rip it off. No, rip it off. He and Katie Parla, that did that book, are two amazing people. I love them like family. So it's that's the thing about this world of chefs and pizza, right? You do some things like, oh, he copied me, oh, he ripped me off. It's like, I don't give a damn. Honestly, if somebody takes inspiration, more than happy. It's like take inspiration, and I like to give credit when I actually take inspiration for somebody. But that's the only thing that people have to do. It's like, okay, you do, and
well, everyone does it. I mean, inspiration or stealing or whatever you want to call it is
okay.
That's how you evolve. That's how you grow. That's how you inspire people.
That's how the world works.
It's always worked that way,
right? Well, it's the same thing when I see like Starbucks coffee, and then right next there is coffee bean. There's a McDonald's, and then there's McDonald's, Burger King.
It's all the same iteration of the same shit.
So it's gonna happen no matter what you do. It's always gonna happen. So it's you need to embrace it, accept it, and be part of the world. That's how the world is.
Yeah, unless you're just a complete asshole about it. But most people are pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm an asshole. It's okay.
You don't take me as an asshole.
No, I'm not.
If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell, their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible, and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece awaits you. Back to the show. Is the pizza here sourdough? It's not, right?
The pizza that we do here, the technique that I use in my family is crescito. Crescito is basically a piece of dough that was started a long time ago and got refreshed like a sourdough.
Yeah.
But instead of letting it go sour, there's a percentage of salt in it. So it doesn't go sour.
Okay.
So you can actually control it somehow. It's a longer explanation, but
there's no yeast.
In the dough?
Yeah.
No, there's no yeast. The first dough was started because in my basement in Caserta, we used to do wine too. So we have the machine, the torchio, where you press the juice, and then there is the must, right? Mm-hmm. The residue of the skin of the grapes. So we take that, and then we put it into the first dough that we make, and then naturally ferment, and then you start to you use that the first time, then you make the dough with the salt, and then you take a piece of that dough, and then you use as yeast for the next one. So I refresh it every day, and that basically easiest. It's more complicated than that, but it's that's the easiest. That's the easiest explanation that I can give you for.
I'll take it
for our dough. So
why is gluten-free pizza so big in Italy, and why has it gotten so big in Los Angeles?
Well, there's a lot of people intolerant to gluten lately. I don't know if I'm not a scientist. I don't know if it has to be something with how the people produce flours and stuff. But I'm one of the luckiest people that I don't have that intolerance. Yeah. So I eat dough every day. I'm fine. But if some people have some intolerance, and lately it's been more and more and more and more. I don't know if it's in the way the flour has been industrialized. I don't know if there is chemicals in the flour that they put certain brands of people. So I don't really have an answer for it. But what I worry about it is to make the people happy, right? So when my partner, before opening up Pizzana, my partner said, Daniel, we need a very good gluten-free pizza. So we need to come up with a recipe. And that was the nightmare, the worst nightmare I had, because I never had to make gluten-free pizza. So I tried different flours, I tried different blending, I tried different fermentation process and stuff. And until I was eating like mochis, right? And usually the percentage of mochis is rice flour, right? Like it's made with the flour that doesn't have that much doesn't have gluten inside. So I said, what if I do the same thing with the pizza? So I tweaked it, and it came up, and I think we have a pretty good gluten-free crust, because it gives you the chewiness, the crispiness, it puffs up. Even though it doesn't have gluten, it retains some of the carbon dioxide that the yeast produce.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but the reason why people mostly is for the dietary choice.
Yeah.
Like people like to eat gluten-free. But I don't really have an answer why this gluten-free craze exploded in the United States. I have zero explanation.
Is it a pretty popular item here, though?
In our restaurant, yeah, we sell a good amount. We sell a good amount of gluten-free, and thank God people repost and it's like, oh, the best gluten-free ever. And say, thank God.
Because it's a lot of work.
Thank God, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to stretch too, because it tears apart right away.
You stretch that on the line?
We stretched that. Well, no, we had to. When we have an order, we know how much order we do, so we stretch it and then we make it and then we cook it. So yes.
You were like originally weren't going to stay in California. What brought you out here initially? It was to work at a restaurant, right?
Well, the story goes like this. I was working in Caserta, close to my to Naples. That's when my family bought a house, and I used to live there. But I grew up with cooking with my mom, right? I grew up being every day with my mom, and I was and I'm still very attached to my mom. But unfortunately, I lost her to cancer. So after that, I started to have like a panic attack, anxiety, and I wasn't living like that great anymore in the same house that I grew up with my mom. So while I was working, a friend of my ex boss in Italy said, "Oh, I'm opening up a restaurant. Would you like to come and and help me out or?" Help me out. I said, sure, why not? I took it like, okay, I come. And then when I came over here, it's like a story of an immigrant, right? Jobs, I promised jobs, papers, and a lot of stuff, but there was nothing of that over here. So at the end of the day, it was a difficult time living here in a van on Venice Beach for 7 months and a half. And, yes, it was. But I like to remember that as an experience, because one of those nights I thought, when the hell am I doing here? Like, I have a house in Italy. I have a job. I can make a good living. It's not that I really need to be here. But my mom always told me, it's like, you need to give things a try, right? Like, if you don't give things a try, you cannot really, I don't know how to say in English, but if you don't at least try, then you're going to think of yourself like a loser.
Yeah.
Right? So I did. I said, all right. Then I'm going to give these 2 years. If in 2 years I'm going nowhere, at least I can say I tried. And then after a couple of months that I talked to myself, I talked to God, to my mom, I prayed. I met Chris O'Donnell, and then he helped me out with so many things. Like,
well, before getting into that, I think it's for a lot of people. Like, I've known who you are. I've seen you at Pizza Expo. I've watched your journey. I mean, I've been making pizza in Los Angeles since the early O's. So seeing like your progression, but like I didn't know anything about like living in a van or like eating hot dogs like wrapped in foil. Like, you know, like
It's fun.
That's the story that like no one really, everyone just thinks, oh yeah, Daniele is like a Gosney ambassador and he's doing like another thing, or like he's on Hulu.
Which, by the way, Gosney is amazing.
They are great.
They're great.
Aren't they great?
I'm not saying this because I'm an ambassador of it. I really love those omens. So it's
I'm just saying, like, you've reached a celebrity chef status, but that there is those struggles of like, what the fuck am I doing? And I think that like it's a lot of this podcast is about like hearing about that kind of journey and knowing that like this shit doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
That struggle of, I mean, for me, hearing that you slept in a van, like that must have been fucking pretty crazy. Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
It wasn't happy, trust me. I know. It was happy, but you know, I always like to remember that with a smile, because at the end of the day, there is I can cry about it, but if I look back, there's people that at the time that were even worse than me, right? There's people that cannot even afford a house still, and so I even in the van, I was lucky.
Yeah,
I was lucky at least to have a roof on my head. So it's the way you balance everything in the world, right? Like if you I was in the van, I cry about it. It's like I don't like to do that. I was at least I had the opportunity to sleep in a warm place.
Yeah.
And then I worked towards what I wanted to do, and little by little, stone by stone, you know, brick by brick, you get to a place that you want to go.
When you were when you got here and you were kind of struggling, is this where you thought you'd end up?
No.
Talking to me on a podcast?
That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna be with you and talking about
and Alex Koons. I don't know, but like where you're at right now, like, did you think that this would be 15 years from now? This is where it's going to be, or did you envision being a partner of a restaurant, or having your own place, or having multi-units, or like?
I did.
What was did you have a goal back then?
I did have a goal. I wanted to open up my own place. That I do. That I did that goal. I didn't know there was going to be like this, like 7 location after, but it's yes, I did have a goal, and I wanted to work towards that goal. So I working with Chris O'Donnell in the backyard, you know, I started to think, okay, I can do this. Like it's a catering business, basically. I go, I make pizza, say hi to people, and you know, entertain a little bit, and then clean up, go. And you know, I was lucky enough that when I was working with Chris O'Donnell in the backyard, I won't even call it working because he's a great friend of mine. So it's going to a friend house, sipping a glass of wine and making some pizza, and meeting a lot of amazing people. Like when I told my family that I was meeting like certain caliber of celebrities, like, you're bullshitting us. It's like, no, it's actually true. So, and, you know, that started to like, I want to do the same thing that you do, Chris, in my backyard. So I started to go from Chris to Jennifer Garner, and then to a lot of them. So
to back up, you were working at a pizzeria, and that's how you met Chris.
Yes.
And Chris was like, "Yo, like,
I have a pizza oven in my backyard."
That's what he says.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Would you do a private event?"
No. He said, "Would you want? Do you have time to come and teach me how to make pizza?"
Got
it started on me going there and teaching how to make pizza, but then it evolved into this Sunday night backyard pizza party at the Chris O'Donnell house. And that's when I met Candace and Charles, of my partners at Pizzana. So.
And how long from that first pizza class you gave Chris to be like, yo, we got something special?
Well, I met Chris in 2012, at the end of 2012. And then Pizzana was open. The first Pizzana location opened in 2017.
Yeah, so
5 years.
So you were cooking and doing these parties for a long time before it actually they decided like, yo, let's make this a restaurant.
Yeah, that's all I did. I honestly, those party made me afford an apartment, so it was great. I had a shower.
That's pretty important when you're cooking food.
Yeah.
Do you like the song "Kissed by a Rose"?
The song "Kissed by."
A Rose by Seal.
If you sing the song, I probably know it. If you
But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become alive, baby?
I don't know the song.
Do you like music?
I love music.
Then
I actually play saxophone.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I do. But
Do
I'm
you
more,
ha-
I'm
do you
more on
have
a
it?
jazz, jazz person, classic Neapolitan jazz, and
Classic Neapolitan jazz.
what Renato Carosone. Renato Carosone was the first guy that mixed Neapolitan tradition with jazz music.
Wow.
You know the song that in American did the remix?
Bop Americano.
That's Renato Carosone.
Are you kidding me?
That's Renato Carosone.
No Speak Italiano by who does
That's
that?
the name of the song is
Bop.
Tu vuoi farlo americano.
Oh damn! Can you play like that?
Porte canzone con un stemma a rete.
This song slaps.
Yeah. That's old. That's very old Neapolitan. Now there is other friend. Actually, I'm friend with one of them, Walter Ricci or Richard. Let me see. I want to say.
Did you ever just pull out the saxophone at one of those parties and just start ripping?
I actually did. Honestly, I used to sing O Sole Mio in the Chris O'Donnell backyard at the end of every dinner.
Are you kidding me? Damn, that is a way to end it.
Yeah. I feel like every time that I did a backyard party at Chris O'Donnell house, the neighbor of Chris O'Donnell house knew that I was there because at 9 p.m. when the party was done, I was singing O Sole Mio to say goodbye to everybody.
Damn. Yeah, the neighbors were probably like, all right, finally, let's wrap it up.
Oh, what a stereotype, like a stereotype? How you call it? Like
What?
stereotype.
Yes.
Stereotype of an Italian. It's like, hey, it's a mia, Mario. I sing O Sole Mio.
It's part of this shtick.
I love it.
Well, do you still? When's the last time you did a party at Chris's house?
Well,
Do you still do them?
Now it's been a very long time.
Okay.
Now it's been a very long time that I don't do it. I actually miss it. So funny things, like a couple of days ago, Chris and his wife texted me. It's like, hey, are you around? We would love to have those feelings back. So would you come and do the parties? Like, and I said, if you tell me a little bit before I organize, I'll do it. I'll come to you. It's like, so we definitely have to go back and do it more because I miss them. So
Yeah.
I miss do a lot of things. But at the end of the day, we have a business to run. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it came together so well. Like the branding of Pizzana and the food and like the feeling. It feels very authentic, and also like to Los Angeles and to you. Like, did you have a part in like any of the design, or was it all just the food part?
Well, in the beginning,
Like even the name is
Pizzana. The Pizzana name was born like this. Like in the before the European Union in Italy, each car plates had the initial of where a car was from was made, right? So from Naples it was NA. So and the character of that NA are the end of pizza over here, Pizzana. Pizza NA, na. But if you see the character, it's the same character of the license plate. So basically, Pizzana means pizza from Naples.
I love it.
And when me and my partner were talking about names, at the beginning, we didn't have a name. They call it Daniele Pizzeria, right? But then I spoke to them, and we were brainstorming together. And it's like, oh, Pizzana. Pizzana, let's do it. Pizzana, I love the name. It sounds right. Sounds good. So, and it felt right at the time. Feels right pronouncing it. Feels right right now too. And plus, you wanted a name that nobody could butcher, even though they still butcher it. I don't know how you can butcher it. Sometimes they do Pizziana. It's like it's pizza. Just say pizza. No. So.
Oh,
yeah,
people will find a way to fuck everything up.
It's okay.
Yeah.
They fuck my name all the time. So it's Daniele. They go Daniele, Daniela, Daniele. It's like so I say to people, just call me Daniel. It's fine. I love it.
Daniel.
Daniel is great.
The American version.
It brings me back to the movies that I used to watch when I was a kid. Karate Kid. It's Daniel's son. All right, let's do it.
That's a great movie.
I love
Karate
it.
Kid.
I love it.
I was saying that you're kind of like you started cooking for a celebrity, but you've turned into a celebrity a bit yourself.
You say that.
On What's Good Dough. When you were a judge, right? Or not What's Good Dough, Best in Dough.
Best in Dough, yeah.
Best in Dough, you were a judge.
Yeah.
And you've been on TV before, like we were talking about when you were on the chef show.
Uh-huh.
Like, were those things that you get nervous about? Like, just coming up and meeting you for the first time, you seem like a very confident person, and you were great on Best in Dough. You're funny. Like, do you get nervous? Was that something you always felt like you had, or like?
When I was a kid, I was in theater school. So,
really?
Yeah, but just at the school, not that I started to become an actor. So I'm not like. So I was used to speak in the presence of other people. So maybe that helped, but. The being Neapolitan actually helps you, because if you're Neapolitan, you are more or less to be shy. Like, you're not gonna be shy. I wasn't never a shy person. So I like being around people. I like talking. So at the end of the day, when I'm on camera, I just think that that's another person watching me. But first of all, I don't like the celebrity things, because I think of myself as a cook. I'm just a guy that likes to cook, likes to eat more than cook. In fact, I had to put myself on diet for a year because I was getting huge. So, and I didn't want to I wanted to keep eating. So I wanted my lifespan to be longer so I can keep eating every day.
Of course.
So
it's hard when you're around, especially something like pizza where it's heavy carbohydrates and a lot of cheese and meat.
Oof.
Like, it's not good for cholesterol.
But I love it. I can eat it every day. That's the problem.
Of course, I can't do. It's all the good shit in life.
Think about it. Right now, there is challenges, food challenges, right? They challenge people. It's like, oh, if you can eat these 4 pizza margarita, you don't get to pay. It's like, I wish there were back in the days those challenges. I crushed them. 4 pizza, make it 10.
Yeah,
what the heck?
Usually at those places you don't want to put that in your body, but
I know, but at the end of the day, I could crush like 4 pizza in a day, like pretty easy, and because I love it so much, I really do. I really like eating it. I like texture, and I like when other people makes it, because it's different from mine. So I want to know the thought process from other people and take inspiration, go back, rework. So yeah, it's.
Do you eat a lot of other pizzeria? Pizza in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I do. I one of my favorite pizza is New York style pizza. I like the slice. I like the cheesiness. I like the crispiness. The fact that you can hold a huge slice and it never ends. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, there is other pizza spot that I go and eat. I can mention it to you if you want. Like, my favorite is Apollonia. Mm-hmm. Apollonia is Detroit style.
Square.
But it's not even Detroit style, because if you call Detroit style, it's not.
Yeah, it's Justin's version of a square.
It's Justin's version, and and his round pie is the same. Another pizza that I like in the city. In New York too. Is New York? There's Dan Richer from Razza we were talking about before. L'Industria, Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know those guys?
Yeah, Massimo.
They're Italian.
They're here in town right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I think they're doing like a collaboration at Mozza with Nancy.
Oh, very cool.
Nancy Silverton.
Yeah, she's a legend.
Nancy. I like her pizza. It's.
That's what I imagine. Like you, Nancy, Chris Bianco, all just hanging around, smoking cigs, like having a good old time. You guys sharing secrets. I'm like, how do I get into that? How do I get in that club?
Listen, for me, you said Chris Bianco, Nancy, and then you said my name is already a huge compliment. I don't even dream of that. There's so much experience there, so much to talk about them. I'm just starting. They're like very solid,
well established.
Yeah, and Chris, of course, I love Chris Bianco pizza. I love Chris Bianco as a person. He's a super nice guy. I like Nancy, and I like hearing her story too. So like in the beginning, it's like she tried to make this pizza, and the Italians were ripping her off. And they brought me there the first time that I came in the United States to try a pizza. I went to Mozza and I ate a pizza, and all the Italians that were around, it's like, this is shit, this is that. And I was just silent. And the more I ate it, the more I like it. It's like, is it different from any pizza that I had in Italy and anywhere else? Yes, but it was good. I don't understand why people get so
Well, because they like what they like or where it's from.
Then just don't go back. Just go eat what you
Well,
like.
it's interesting. She was like one of the first people that was like, why can't bread, why can't America have bread like they do in Europe? Because a lot of it was trash.
Yeah, but
in La Brea Bakery was probably a pivotal place in California.
Yeah, but think about it. People say, "Oh, you cannot make a good pizza in Los Angeles." Nancy Silverton is the proof that you can.
Well, apparently, to some of your friends, you still can't. The people that didn't like it. Do you think sometimes it's hard for people to like see past maybe their experience to really enjoy food, where you have like a preconceived notion?
It depends. It depends on your mental openness, right? Like it's like I am Italian, right? I'm Neapolitan, so the history says that I have to hate everything that is non-Neapolitan. But I just can't. I don't know. Maybe I have like a different approach than other people. For example, the thing that people say the most when they talk to me is like, "What do you think about pineapple on a pizza?" I hate it. Straightforward. If I had to put pineapple on a pizza with tomato sauce and straight canned pineapple or raw pineapple, it's something that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it because to me it doesn't make sense flavor profile. Mm-hmm. But if you like it, who am I to say that is not good? Yeah. If you like it, it's your taste buds, your flavor profile. It's maybe that pizza is attached to a memory and the first kiss that you have in high school, and then you went there and share a pizza with your girlfriend or with your boyfriend. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, who am I to go there and ruin that? So I think there is always an approach on how you say things and how you tell them. And plus, as a chef, I think that each ingredient has a balance, as a property, right? So pineapple with tomato for me doesn't work. But if you go and eat a tacos al pastor, pineapple with meat and sometimes cheese, if you talk the gringas, right?
Acidic.
There's a cheese. It works. So I did a pizza called sacrilegious. I did it on purpose because I like to joke about it.
Yeah.
But
funny guy.
But I did slow roasted pork butt, jalapeno, and there is smoked fior di latte, and there is the pineapple jam that we finish on top. You eat that pizza, freaking delicious. I love it. And that's a way that you can use pineapple on a pizza in a way that works, at least for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess I always use that argument, like whether you like it or not, it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't make it right whatever way, because it's a microcosm for anything in life. Like, why have such a serious opinion about something that's maybe somebody else likes?
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, it doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah.
So, and especially with something like pizza, when people start like, it was peasant food, like that's how it started. It's street food. And to have a strong opinion on what goes on it or how it's supposed to be made, I feel like you're kind of missing the point of what pizza should be.
But the thing is that I agree with that. But if you think about it, pizza is like a flatbread, right?
Mm-hmm. Which has been made for thousands of years. How
many culture has a flatbread in their culture?
Almost all of them. All
right. So every culture has a way to dress a flatbread. So at the end of the day, if they choose pizza to tell their story of their culture, I'll go and taste it. I'll go and hear your story. I'll go and talk to you. I'll be friends with you.
Yeah.
It's like, why we have to be like bumping head on something that actually we can sit down and have a conversation about it. Like it's, I feel if people stop pointing the finger, but they will actually sit down and share a meal, in this case, pizza.
Yeah,
there will be less arguments between people.
Because I couldn't agree more with that.
I found it very hard to, like, if I'm sharing a piece of food with you, it's like I find very hard to say, hey, I hate you. Right? At the end of the day, it's like if I'm sitting down with you, there's no way that we're not gonna smile.
Well, yeah, you're breaking bread and you're uniting on the same thing that you're about to put the same thing in your body. There should be more meals.
Always.
Between enemies.
full belly, less fights.
That's right. Does Italy make better pizza than the United States?
Yeah, but I can't answer that question because there is different
You'll
styles
lose
of
your
pizza.
green card?
No, it's not. It's about giving an opinion on something that is so diverse.
Yeah.
Right? It's like does Italy makes New York slices all over the place? No, but you can find best New York slices in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing if you go to Connecticut, you have New Haven, and you find some of the best New Haven pie. It's like Neapolitan, you find some of the best Neapolitan pizza in Naples. In Caserta, you find some of the best pizza, different like the different Neapolitan pizza that they make there. It's like my favorite in Italy is Francesco Martucci, which I actually brought in like a couple of years ago for a collaboration.
I remember that.
And it's like Francesco is crazy, like he thinks out of the box. And he was one of those that started to play with the way different ingredients on pizza and traditions. Like it has the same way I think. It's like no limits. Like let's experiment. Let's see what works, what doesn't. Let's have a conversation about it. New York, my favorite slice is L'Industria, and I've been saying this forever. Over here, like Justin, I never been to New Haven to try New Haven style pizza, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. It's pizza. I like it. It's now there is a country that makes better than the other one. That's you're giving the starter for having bad like haters. Oh, you don't know nothing about pizza. You don't know this about the best pizza is here, best pizza there. Yeah, but what's good for you cannot be good for me. What's good for me cannot be good for you.
True. I mean, it's subjective. There's no such thing as the best.
Yeah.
Because we all get to decide.
No, we should stop saying the best pizza.
I believe that too.
We should stop.
I believe that. I always try to say the best pizza in my opinion, or my favorite pizza.
Yeah.
Is and that's just an opinion.
Yeah. When you say the best pizza, you're putting out for an argument or discussion with somebody.
Well, that's why there's so many lists.
There's pizzas, right? There's pizza, and there's what you like.
Yeah.
That's what I like to think.
Would you ever want to open up your own thing completely?
That's
with no partners, or is it in the future, or like a different concept, or?
I mean, right now my focus is on Pizzana, right?
Of course.
So we are here, and dreams are endless, right?
Of course.
There's so many things that I want to do. So, but at the end of the day, if you start thinking about something else and then you lose focus on what you're doing right now, you're going to end up not doing that something else, and then you're going to end up losing what you're doing right now. So yes, would I love to do other things in the future? Yes. Who will say no? You know, I would love to do so many other things. I even would love to have like a small shop where I can be there and just researching and experimenting and do some other stuff. But at the moment, I like to be focused on over here, and we're building something good. We're creating a lot of work for other people too. So it's...
and there's one in Dallas and now one in Houston.
Yes.
And there is probably plans to go elsewhere in the United States.
I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. That's a question for my partners. It's like I told you, I worry about the culinary side.
Okay. What has changed? What has been the biggest change since 2017 to now in the restaurant?
The way I see my job. Like 2017 is me like working every day behind the counter, stretching it, and right now it's like mentorship, right? You go, and I still go in restaurant, different locations, and I still there on the line, but I'll be there for a few hours, and be with the people at work. But also I need to make sure that when I go, I exchange the energy and with them and say, look, this is what I love to do. I want you to love it too, the same way I do. So that's what changed. It's like from being over there and actually stretching and cooking and doing, and not that I don't do it right now, but right now more like showing how to mentor them, and be sure that the quality is the same as the one that we opened up in 2017.
And how long did it take for you to kind of like get out of that position of being in front of the oven or shelling or doing all of those things?
2-3 years.
2-3 years.
2-3 years. But if I didn't have my partners behind and Fortino, my sous chef, I think probably longer.
How often are you like circulate? Like if I came to dinner, what's the chance of me seeing you working the floor?
With 5 locations in Los Angeles, you have to do the percentage. I don't know. One night I'm there, one night I'm there, one night I'm here.
Do you have a set schedule of like, all right, I'm going to be in Silver Lake here this day. I'm going to be in Sherman Oaks this day. I'm going to Brentwood.
No, but you know what? I should start to announce there.
You like Roy like Roy Choi Kogi truck. You're like, yo, I'm gonna be at Silver Lake tonight.
I should start to announce that. I think it will be fun because there's a lot of people. It's like, oh, I was there, I couldn't find you. It's like, yeah, well, I was in West Hollywood. It's like, so I should announce so people can make a reservation accordingly. So, it makes me happy that people wanted to actually meet me. It's like, because you want to meet a pizza chef. I just make pizza. I don't save lives.
Yeah, but you can tell that you're very passionate about what you do.
Yeah.
You can see it in your food. You can taste it, and then obviously every time you talk about it, it's very apparent how much you care. And so I think people like to be close to energy like that. And so I'm sure you touch tables, like you're talking about sitting down and eating with guests. Like
sometimes it happens.
That's an experience that no one's gonna like. You're not gonna forget that.
Well, sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
mostly because I'm hungry.
Like the kitchen's too hot right now. I'm gonna sit down with you guys.
Well, sometimes when I want a pizza, it's like guest first. Then I'm there waiting for an hour. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go directly from the guest and steal a slice.
Yeah, there you go. I would love that. What has been the hardest part from when you arrived here to today in your journey?
Being far away from my family in Italy. That's, and it's still hard right now because you don't get to go back every year, as busy as you are. Sometimes you go back every 2-3 years. And then the things that makes me a little bit emotional is going back and see my father gets older, and then my brother get older. So, a certain point in your life, you want to spend as much time you want with people that you love, right? Your family. And that's the most difficult thing of being far away and coming in a new environment, a new country, not knowing the language. It's like the only word I know were bad words, cursing words when I came in the United States. And then I had to learn little by little, and I think I speak pretty fair English for a foreigner. So
yeah, I would say so.
Thank God. Thank God. You can understand me, right?
Everything I think,
All right, good.
I speak English better than most people I know.
Yay, thank God.
Has your father been out here?
No,
No?
My father sent my mom in honeymoon with his sister because he's afraid of flying. There's no chance my father's gonna visit the United States. Yes.
He's never seen everything you've ever done? Or?
No, he never been outside
That's crazy.
Italy. My father would not take a plane even if you give him $1 million.
Deathly,
I don't know.
Deathly afraid?
Yeah, I told you. He sent my mom with my father's sister to honeymoon in Paris because he didn't want to go.
So your mom just like... Wow, that was the honeymoon?
Any time that my mom used to tell me that story, I couldn't believe it.
That's insane.
Like, yeah, it's actually true. My father would not take a plane.
What about a ship?
I never asked. A ship will take a long time.
Your brother's been out here, though. He's been back. And have you visited his places in China?
No, I didn't go. I didn't go yet. He actually is like... he actually is doing a good thing over there. So I let him stay, be busy, and worry about... What about his business for now? Because he needs to be focused on. But I will go visit him. And my other brothers, like we are 5 in the family. We have four of us, men and one girl. So we're a lot of people. So
Yeah.
one of my brothers been here, the first one, the older one, he's been here already 2-3 times. So
Okay.
it's nice. And, they saw, I took him to Los Angeles and we went to Vegas. We got drunk, we're nuts.
Nice.
It's like it's best day ever in Vegas with my brothers. It's like we were like literally drunk on the streets, like singing Neapolitan songs.
That sounds like what you're supposed to be doing in
Oh,
Vegas.
I love it.
Do you cook with your kid?
My son loves cooking.
Yeah.
He loves making carrot soup.
Really? That's
Yeah.
the thing?
Yeah, he likes making carrot soup. I don't know why, but I don't know where he got it. Maybe some cartoon or
Carrot soup. Yeah,
I
some
don't know,
Roger Rabbit.
Maybe
or not Roger,
Bluey.
yeah.
I don't know.
Bluey's.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, no. But he likes makes pizza. He actually knows how to stretch and top a pizza. I don't let him cook yet because it's a little bit too dangerous for 6 years old. Like he's gonna be 7 pretty soon. But yeah. But he makes pizza. He makes pizza and he puts Cheetos on it.
Ooh, nice. As like a garnish?
Yes, he makes a cheese pizza with Cheetos. And I said, Kuno, you cannot make Cheetos pizza. And he said, why not? You put pineapple on it.
You know what that's called? Innovation.
Yes.
Little Cheetos.
He's a kid. It's fine.
What, just working the Gosneys in the backyard or what?
Yeah. He can make the little pizza. I cook it for him, and then he stretches it and tops it, and then it's like, I have an idea. Go back, grab a bag of Cheetos, and
Did you have a bite of that pizza?
yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Cheetos. Something's wrong with Cheetos. They can't be good for you. But
The MSG, I don't know.
that's probably it. All right, final question.
Yes.
Who, in your opinion,
Yes.
is the greatest artist or band of all time?
Oh my God, that's a very, very hard question.
That's why I save it for the last.
I don't know. Artist. Okay, let's start with the artist. All right?
Okay.
Artist. What do I like? I like the Impressionists. So, Monet.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Monet. And then band.
Good from far away.
Band. Now this is a very serious question. So many good bands. Why should I choose one?
Well, just what you're feeling today. You don't ever have to choose just one. Just in this moment.
Band or like Charlie Parker.
All right. That is one we have not heard yet. Yeah. Do you listen to a shit ton of jazz?
I like it. It relaxes me. It relaxes me, and I think it's a skill. It's discipline too to me. It's like because it's to learn an instrument, you need to go at it every day. Otherwise, you lose practice, and it's a mental for my mental health. Jazz works.
Yeah.
But also, I like rock too. It's with my brother. My brother plays guitar and bass. I play a little bit of keyboards and saxophone. And my brother is all about rock music. He introduced me sometimes to weird groups. I listen to a lot of things, but if I had to choose something, all would be classical Neapolitan music, like old shit.
Does your wife and kid like that music?
They listen to it.
Yeah.
My son likes it. My
Yeah.
son's he doesn't know the names, but
He's digging it?
does it.
Okay.
He said, "Papa, can you put the one that does?"
All right.
And my wife listens to Mexican music.
Okay.
But good Mexican music, like Natalia Lafourcade and all these amazing artists. Mana.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
The U2 of
Yeah.
the Latin culture.
Yeah.
Dude, I appreciate you doing this with me. I know
you.
we've been talking since April, and I know you're a
Yes.
busy man, but I cannot tell you how nice it was to meet you and have a conversation.
Thank you.
On a camera in front of a microphone.
Thank you so much.
So
Appreciate
thanks for
it.
doing this, dude.
Thank you. Next time you come for pizza.
I will.
Ciao.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.